My name's Katie and I am starting a new feminist horror film blog called Whatever Happened to Baby Kate. I've loved horror films for a very long time, since I was a young girl. If you go on the link to the blog in the comment section, then you can see more of my videos. I will be talking about a whole range of horror films, modern and classic, British, American, Asian, excuse me. And I will be unfolding many different views I have on, let's say a new film comes out, do a film review, or I analyse different characters and how important they are to the film and as a whole. Just we'll see how things go. The reason I incorporate the whole feminism aspect is because, females in horror are very important socially, politically. But yeah, just to make this clear, I'm not like some YouTuber, I'm not an expert of editing videos and all of that. So excuse me if there's any faulty edits or the lighting's not correct or I'm not correct. I don't know. So the name of my very first vlog is called Dissection of the Parasite Ridden Females. And the reason I've called it that is because, well, that's the name of the film, Parasite. The film was directed by Bong Joon-ho, and he has directed many other films that I really love, such as Okja. The synopsis of the film is about a working class family called the Kims. They're a bit, low in the pecking order. They don't really have any money. They have a dreadful house. You can literally look out the window and see people puking outside. It's not a good sign. So they would do anything to just get by in life at the minute. So the son, his old university friend, has come from university, and he was a tutor, an English tutor for this girl, with this very rich family called the Parks, and he asked if he wanted to take his place. And so the son of the Kim family, never been educated, never gone to university, agrees, because they need the money. Why not? Blag your way through it. He comes across the Park family, very rich, very beautiful house. The girl who he's teaching has taken a liking to him, and everything's fine. Until he comes up with the idea to get his dad, his mum, and his sister to work for them if they blagged their way through the application process. So his sister says she's a major in art, but has never gone to university to do art. So she ends up teaching the young son about art, and so that's the way she's got into the Park family. The father ends up being the chauffeur through very funny circumstances. And then the mum, through not so funny, quite upsetting circumstances, ends up being the housemaid. Everything's going fine. The two families intertwine, two different worlds intertwine. They all get on with each other. That is until the major plot twist where another intervening character appears at a birthday party, and the two families endure very major consequences in this plot twist, and that will literally turn the whole film on its head. It is the most tense couple of minutes ever through a very smooth running film at this point. And people would question whether it is a horror, since I said I focus on feminism and horror, but it has a lot of horror elements. You know, for instance, this major plot twist, lot of blood and gore, let's just say, lot of kind of chilling scenes, because I think sometimes the most chilling scenes can be about real life on the lower end of the spectrum. And for me, coming from a working class family, a lot of scenes hit home with me, I can especially say. Really enjoyed the film though. I love Korean cinema and it definitely deserved the Oscar. There was a lot of controversy in the media that Donald Trump wasn't happy with the film winning. How can you have a film that wins that doesn't speak any English? That's when film's American distribution company stated that the reason he didn't enjoy it is because he can't read, i.e. because of subtitles, which I thought was a very clever comeback. What I'm going to be talking about is analysing the four main female characters. So the mum and daughter from the Park family, the rich family, and the mum and daughter from the Kim family, the working class poor family. And I'm going to talk about the similarities, differences. I'm going to be talking about the significance that their character plays in the film, whether they convey any society stereotypes, you know, and where they would fall as the typical female horror character. Apologies if I mispronounce the names of any of the characters. So the first character I'm going to be talking about is Park Yeon-koi, I think. And that is the name of the mum from the Park family, obviously, the rich family. And her character, she wasn't my favourite character in the film, but I was amazed by her acting. I felt every word she said and every motion, everything she did in the film. I felt she was that character. So she is played by Cho Young-jung. And yeah, amazing performance. So her character portrayed the very stereotyped, you know, housewife that you would think of in the typical 1950s nuclear family. That's the one. Yeah, so stay-at-home mom, very feminine, glamorous, stunning. She's got a couple of little Paris Hilton Chihuahua dogs, very cute, but yeah, playing up to the whole girly girl. And her mannerisms very bizarre. She's hysterical at minor things about something her son would do or something that's gone on in the house, because she obviously has so much money, so she doesn't need to do anything in the day because she's got a house, she's got people looking after her kids, so she's got nothing else to worry about, right? It's as if her wealth has made her incapable of doing anything, you know, very naive, very materialistic. Out of all the characters, I found her quite scary. I know this sounds weird, but she was so robotic and unpredictable, you know, her presence was just so eerie. As a horror character, I could definitely see her being, you know, the damsel in distress. But on the other hand, because her actions kind of freaked me out a bit, I could even see her being a bit of the monster as well. It's as if the conservative side of society's beauty ideal has stereotyped her and has pushed her into being this realistic version of a monster. Because I think the director, in my opinion's vision of the film is that the upper class characters are the kind of symbolic theme of the villain, the monster in the film, and she definitely is an image of that. Like, she conveys wealthy, glamorous, doesn't really care about anyone else but herself. So now I go on to the daughter of the Park family, Park the-hae, played by Jung Ji-seo. She doesn't have a lot of dialogue, and I didn't really learn a lot about her as a character. Compared to the Kim sister, she gets not only a good education, but she gets an English tutor over the summer. And this compared to the Kim sister, who seems to be more intelligent than her and has more skills than her, because of her financial situation, doesn't get the same thing she has, which, you know, is quite upsetting. She's a typical teenager, always on her phone. The only problem she has at the minute is boys, since she has a romantic interest in the Kim family's son, Kim Ki-woo, which kind of blossomed throughout the film. I think what shocked me about her as a character, you know, as they say, don't read a book by its cover. Yeah, so she doesn't have a lot of dialogue. She does seem like a bit of a brat, always on her phone, only cares about boys. But when it comes to the major plot twist, she was the only one out of the Park family when there was an attack, who saved someone from the Kim family, which was her love interest. So that kind of flipped the tables, because, you know, I think a lot in films, horror films, whatever genre, teenage girls get a really bad stick. They get typecast and stereotyped into this one big thing of being a bratty, like, you know, mess. But, you know, once they get thinking and they put their mind at work and their instincts at work, then they can actually turn around and be one of the most heroic characters in a film. So now we go on to the Kim family mother, who is Kim Jong-suk, and her actress name, her real name, is Jang Hae-jin. And compared to the Park mother, very, very different in comparison, complete polar opposite. She's very tough, very headstrong. She is definitely, I think, out of the mum and dad, the one who wears the pants in the family. Sorry, I had an itch on my nose. And, you know, you see that through her being, as seen on family pictures in the Kim family home at the start of House, like, I think a gymnast or Olympian or something. So very strong physically, as you can tell, very strong mentally. From what I remember of the film, please excuse me if I'm wrong, I think she was the one who was employed whilst the dad was unemployed, or he just got out of work. So obviously, yeah, she was the one being the breadwinner in the film. So then I'm going to go on to the daughter of the Kim family, which is Kim Ki-jung, played by Park So-dam. So she, out of all the 4 female characters I have talked about in this vlog, and including the entire cast in the film, she was my favourite. because she just reminded me of myself. She honest, outspoken, quirky, didn't care what anyone thought of her. She's a good, talker, i.e. some people would see it as manipulation, or some people would see it as being charming. But yeah, so much character to her, loved her. And she was just so opposite to the Park daughter. She was rebellious. She didn't care about men. She was actually, there was a scene in the film where she got a bit promiscuous with the chauffeur. But the only reason she did it was in a way to get her dad a job. So she's the opposite to the Park daughter, whereas the Park daughter's like, that's her life, her man. She is like, I'll sleep a man if I have to, but it would only be for my family. And the sad thing is, in a traditional horror film setting, a character like hers, who is on screen seen as being quite promiscuous, would be the first one to be killed off. Not saying anything else, just gonna leave it to the major plot in the scene of the film, where she may or may not be murdered, which is annoying and sad. Out of all the characters, she was the one who had to be murdered, the one I liked the most. How unfair. Obviously, in a horror film, the knife, the weapon, is seen as a phallic symbol, and what that means is the serial killer, the monster, whatever you call it, is traditionally male, victim female. So the phallic symbol is kind of a symbol of a penis. This is what happens when you get promiscuous. Doesn't always, obviously, but in horror films, that is what traditionally happens. But like I said, times are changing, films are changing, we're in the 21st century. That doesn't happen all the time now. I'm just saying, if you're looking from a traditional point of view, that is what it would be seen as. Overall, I hope you enjoyed my analysis of the female characters of the Parasite film. I will be coming to you soon with a new vlog. And yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thanks. Bye-bye.